In this next session, we're going to focus specifically on the 2024 Release 1 updates and enhancements for the Sage Intacct Construction Payroll application. There's several features that they are bringing out here in this version. The biggest one is the employee portal. The employees are now going to have the ability to retrieve their pay stubs directly from logging into the system, and you're no longer going to have to worry about emailing out pay stubs or getting those pay stubs from 6 months ago for the employees. They can do that on their own now. So the setup is inside the payroll module. So if we go to the entity level, we go to payroll, and I'm going to go into employee. And what you're going to see is when you open up let's pick up an employee here. Let's go to Robert Jones. And there's going to be a new field on the details tab. So if you go all the way down to the bottom, you're going to see a section called Employee Pay Stub Access. And in here, you're going to be able to fill in the employee's personal email address. It does not have to be related to the company email, so it can be sent to whatever email address they want to be able to log into and retrieve their stubs. And so once you fill in their email address and you click update, it's going to send them a welcome email with instructions on how to log in. They'll have a link to the login site. They'll have their username, which will be their email address, and then they'll have a temporary password. So from that link, they're going to be able to go in to their portal and they're going to be able to log in. I believe I might be already logged in. Yep. So I'm just going to log out again and show you guys how it would look. Employee pay stub. And they're going to come in and just fill in their email address and their temporary if it's the first time. If they forget their password, they're going to be able to click the forget your password button here and get that reset. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill out my password. And it'll take me into my portal. So Robert Jones, a nice little feature here is they can review their information as to how it's in the system right now to make sure anything's correct. If something's incorrect, they can reach out to HR or to admin directly and get that corrected. But they'll be able to see their personal information, contact address information, and then over here on the left, the most important part is they'll be able to click on the pay stubs section. And in the pay stubs section, they'll see a list of all their available pay stubs that they can download and view. So not only their current week, but they're going to be able to reprint stubs maybe from 6 months ago. If they need a copy of it for something, they can go do that themselves now. So if they click on the check date that they're looking for, they can view it online. And then they can also download the pay stub or print it out directly here as well. So that is a big feature. Hopefully that can streamline your process and get those pay stubs out to individuals without having to worry about emailing every week. Okay, so some of the other enhancements in the payroll module, I'm just going to go back. Well, one of the enhancements you'll kind of see right here is in the employee record, you no longer have this back button. So for those who've been on the payroll system before, you used to have a back button here and then you'd have to hit back to go back one screen. Well, now they've removed that back. We have a back arrow here right here, so you can just hit that. And I don't want to save anything, that's okay. And it'll take me back to the prior screen. The other thing you'll notice is some enhancements to the help menu. So you can get directly into the portal now, the help portal right from inside the payroll module. So I can click on the question mark and that will take me right into the knowledge base and I can fill out information and look up some of the questions that I might have. The other big thing is the notification screen. They have really vamped up the details of the notifications you receive. You know, it might be during processing payroll. Maybe one of the pay modifiers isn't calculating correctly. The system's getting an error message. It'll provide you detailed messages now of exactly what the issue is, where to go fix it. It's been fantastic. And you can go ahead and clear them as you are done with the notifications. You can clear them out of there. So look for those types of cosmetic enhancements throughout the system. Some of the other things you can do directly inside the enter check screen now. In the past, when you're processing payroll, and let's go to salary here. See if I can find some checks. And you just hit the option where you can generate the pay stubs or generate the checks. And something happened, the file got deleted. You need to regenerate those stubs. In the past, we had to contact support to do that. Now, you're going to have a new button right here. There's going to be a new button on your right-hand side under Actions called Regenerate the Pay Stubs. And in here, if you've already generated, you can come into here and you could select Regenerate the Pay Stubs, and it'll get you a whole new stub that you could print out on a check or use as your direct deposit stubs. While we're in here, again, those of you who have been using this software in the past for construction payroll, you had to hit the Send Reporting Data button that you see right here. You had to hit this before it would update the payroll reporting areas. That's gone now. The system's going to automatically send that reporting data over when checks are updated. So the screen, how it's going to look in the R1 release is instead of it saying Send Reporting Data, it basically is going to say, where'd the button go? And it's going to give you that little explanation of what's going on. So they're going to give you a little reminder, hey, you don't need to do this anymore. It's going to happen automatically. And then I would anticipate eventually that going away altogether. In the past, people sometimes would forget to hit the Send Reporting Data button. So this is great. You no longer have to worry about that. That's going to happen automatically behind the scenes. Last little feature update in the payroll side is regarding workers' comp and how the workers' comp codes can pre-fill based on a hierarchy that your company might need. In the past, there was one particular way to do it, and that was the only way. Now they give you two options. Actually, if I type in workers' comp in the help, you'll see it right here. There's a liability hierarchy. If I click on that, in the past, here's how it would pull a code. The time card, then the employee master file, then the job cost code override. Well, now they give you the option to change that order, and it can come from the job first. So you can have it either way now. And that's awesome as far as flexibility goes because everybody does it a little bit different. So now you have the opportunity to do it the way that your company needs it done. So to turn that on and off is over in the setup for payroll inside your entity. And once I'm in there, I'll select my entity. And in the Details tab, you're going to see a new button here called Chargeable Tax Classification Override. If you put your mouse over the information button, you'll get another explanation on it. If you flip it to yes, it's actually going to use this new structure right here. So you can get more information on the help on that. But basically, you can have it your way as far as how workers' comp codes pre-fill. That sums up the Sage Intacct Construction payroll enhancements for 2024 R1.